Hey everyone, it's Laura Bray at Lauragam NYC on Instagram, back for our series Flavors of Philly, and today we are in South Philly at Nipotina. They recently opened and I am so excited to be here. Everything looks amazing. We're here with Marlo, the owner. So will you just tell us a little bit about the history, what made you open the shop, and why the neighborhood, everything you want to tell us about it?
Sure. So we own two other brands, Slice, which is strictly pizza, and Punk Burger, which is strictly burgers. And our motto is normally to find one thing and really focus on that we feel might be lacking at that neighborhood or time in the city. So with Nipotina, we decided that we really wanted to focus on sandwiches, especially highlight chicken cutlets. We do have cheesesteaks and chicken cheesesteaks, but really highlight chicken cutlets. And my heritage, being an Italian-American girl, Nipotina means granddaughter. So growing up with my grandparents, cooking in the kitchen, chicken cutlets, fried red peppers, meatballs, and prosciutto and fresh mozzarella, and all of the things that I loved as a kid that we enjoyed on a daily basis, that I think we definitely have in the city. But I wanted to do some traditional ones, like the Little Louie that has broccoli rabe and sharp provolone, but then some really unique stuff like the Nipotina that has a chicken cutlet with fried salami and chipotle mayonnaise and fried red peppers. So just take those classics and then give them a little spin. One of the reasons why I chose this neighborhood was because this is my neighborhood. I grew up here. I lived here for about 30 years, just one block away. And in addition to just living here, I actually fell in love with this business here in this neighborhood. My dad, many years ago in 1981, when I was a very little girl, owned the Meat Barn. It was right across the street from Phillips Steaks. Everybody knows Phillips, it's a landmark. We were right on that same parking lot right there. It was a grocery store and butcher shop. So he had a big link to the community. Some of those people that are still here that come in and say, oh my gosh, I can't believe you've opened something in this neighborhood. And then he also owned the coffee shop right across the street called Cousins on the corner of Hamburger and Passion. So this west side is my heritage, from Woodstock, where I grew up, to these couple blocks where my dad owned businesses, but just Passyunk Avenue in South Philadelphia in general. Like I said, we have Punk Burger on East Passyunk, but I own Punk Burger because it just happens to be next door to my mother's children's store. And the property was open, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love East Passyunk. I grew up at a Star is Born all these years with my mom and my aunt that owned that store. I want to do something right next to them. This is amazing. So I opened right there. So it's about my connection to the neighborhood and my connection to the food. And ultimately, food feeds your body, but it feeds your soul, right? It's something fun that you do with people. It means family, it means gathering, it means friends, and I just love that. So I wanted to bring that over here.
That is amazing. So basically your family is has a little dynasty here for owning businesses, small businesses.
Yes, I definitely have that entrepreneurial blood for sure.
That's so amazing.
Yeah.
And now are you raising your daughter here?
So I have 7 girls.
Oh my God. So are you raising your families? Your 7 girls? Oh my God.
I do. I'm still in Philadelphia. I have 7 girls. We are here together often when I can't come alone. They tag along. My girls range in age. So I have a 22-year-old. So she can be found most days at Punk Burger, on East Passyunk. She works with me. She does everything that I ask her to do, thank goodness. And she also could be found at Slice sometimes. I rope her boyfriend into delivering when people call out. It's definitely a family affair. My husband helps me a lot, more at home brainstorming and making the menu and doing stuff like that. But we're definitely a lot of teamwork, and it's a divide and conquer. When it really gets to a busy day where everybody needs to be working, Super Bowl and stuff like that at the other stores, that's busy for everywhere in the city. Those things are great for the city, right?
Especially when the Eagles.
Yeah. Those type of Philly events or Taylor Swift concert brings in a lot of people. I'll have my husband at one store and my daughter at one store and I'm at one store. So it is great, but the rest of them are young. So they just help taste test. The little ones that are 12, the 22-year-old helps actually working, and the 12 and under just are my taste testers. If you can make a little kid that age love something vegan, it is good, right? Like,
that is a win right there.
yes, or like, not the vegan and the gluten-free that they're not used to eating. If I can give it to them and they say, this is amazing, this tastes great, this tastes like the normal chicken cutlet that I've eaten, then I know I did a great job.
So cool. What an amazing story. You've given us a good background already, kind of on all of your restaurants. And so I know Nipotina focuses on the sandwiches and what you were talking about with your grandmother being in the kitchen when you were with her as a little girl and chicken cutlets. So just talk about kind of the sandwiches that you offer, of like an overview.
Okay, so we do cheesesteaks and chicken cheesesteaks. Like I mentioned, they're just on here because number one, they're a Philly staple. I mean, let's be honest. My grandmother loved eating them. She definitely didn't make them at home, but she loved eating them. So did my father. I mean, they absolutely love those Philly favorites. So we have our traditional one, like the eye or the chopped chick, a traditional beef or chicken. But then we also have some fun stuff, like we have under the cheesesteak section, the punk burger. That's, throwing some patronage to our punk location with an onion ring, our punk signature steak sauce and Gouda cheese. But then we have our hangover cure that has an egg and tater tots on it and sriracha. So just doing some fun stuff with the cheesesteaks. Same thing with the chicken cheesesteaks. People don't necessarily know the background of all of them, but the spinner, I'm a Sea Isle girl. I get this actual pizza down the shore. So someone makes it and it's called the spinner pizza. So we made it into our chicken cheesesteak with french fries on it, bacon, ranch, just a really fun sandwich. As far as the family stuff goes, we have the little Louie that's named after my dad. It's a very traditional chicken cutlet. He loved his, traditional Italian things, broccoli rabe, long hots, stuff like that. The slice pays the homage to our slice location with being a mozzarella stick and marinara like a pizza. The Nod is my 22-year-old. Her name's Nadia.
Oh, wow.
She actually created that working at Punk Burger, tasting and trying things. We try it 1 million times before it makes it to the menu.
Right.
So that's her creation, and it's her way of like breaking into being on the creative side of the business with the Mike's Hot Honey, the prosciutto, the fresh mozzarella, and a chicken cutlet.
This cracks me up, the name.
The fugazi.
The fugazi. Vegan chicken cutlet.
It's a little fugazi. And then the cugino is the cousin of the chicken cutlet, another vegan chicken cutlet. And then some really family recipes is like our Rita's meatball parm. So that's a very traditional meatball parm, but it's something that I grew up making this in the kitchen every Sunday with my grandmother way back when you were allowed to like eat raw meat, and taste it, and we would taste it as we were making it to make sure it's perfect. All those memories, I tried to put that into the flavor that I brought. And then the Millie is my other grandmother, actually. So I have both grandmothers on there and my dad and my daughter.
Okay, so I'm very excited to try everything. It smells so good. So first, I'm gonna go in with Rita's meatball parm, your grandmother's meatballs. That is delicious.
Thank you.
The sauce is really good, and I love that I can really taste the meatballs. It's not drowning, it's not hiding in anything. Like, you can really taste the meatballs shine. I'm super excited to try the namesake sandwich, which is the Nipotina with the chicken cutlet, the fried red peppers, the fried red peppers, right?
Yeah,
fried salami and the chipotle mayo. Okay, this is gonna be so good, I know. Yeah, wow. That's not fair because I can't have that every day in New York. I haven't tasted that combination. That fried, I love salami. So that chicken cutlet is perfect.
Thank you.
Nice and thin. Oh yeah, that's so good. Those peppers that you're talking about with your mom, that is a great sandwich. Now I see why it's called the Nipotina, and now that's a great name for the sandwich. I'm really excited to try this.
Messy, I'm sorry.
I know. The messier, the better. I love goat cheese. I love everything that is on this. So the arugula is gonna give it like a nice little spice. I'm super excited. I absolutely love that. That the chicken isn't like so thin or.
Oh, we have a little visitor.
Hello.
Yes.
I like that the chicken is not like super thinly shaved, and that it's like nice chunks of chicken that you can taste that are really good. The goat cheese is like perfectly melted, like just enough. the arugula, that hint of like earthiness and pepper, and then the onions, and I think the bacon dip. I mean, it's really, really excellent. And these are just such unique. Like this is such. You have so many sandwiches that are super unique and different, like the Nipotina, and that you're not gonna find that anywhere.
That's what we tried to go for.
You definitely succeeded. Thank you for the hot honey. This is the nad that is named after Marlowe's daughter, her eldest daughter.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So she made this sandwich all on her own, so I'm excited to try it.
That's her break into the food world.
Really good. Wow. It's just really well balanced. For sure. She definitely thought about it, and every time I say, I'm like, maybe I don't like hot honey, I do.
Yeah,
Like, I like lie. I tell myself I don't.
It's different.
So good.
It's definitely not for everyone. It definitely threw my mother off the bridge. She's like, why is it spicy but sweet on a sandwich? But it's not for everybody, but I think that the salty and the prosciutto and the little bit of sweet in the honey with just a little hint of spice really did.
Exactly. And they like the whole, it just works together really well.
I was really proud of her.
She designed a really great sandwich, so she's got a bright future ahead of the family business that she's already in. Excellent. I mean, like everything is so good. Well, I just want to say thank you for having us, Marlo, here at Nipotina, the newest restaurant to add to the other two that you had, Slice and Punk Burger. And thanks for telling us about them as well. The food is outstanding here, so if you haven't been here, you need to come check Nipotina out. Yeah, so just thank you.
Thank you, really. I mean, it was a privilege. Thank you.
No, thank you. This is Laura Bray at LauraGramNYC on Instagram, here for Flavors of Philly, saying definitely check out Nipotina in South Philly. You are going to want to try this.